Hello everyone, welcome to the Little Chapel of Faith. My name is Tina. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We have platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you're on any of those or all those, please like, subscribe, and share. We are here with the readings of Saint Therese, Story of a Soul. We're going to continue where we left off. I'm going to actually try to read with my prescription glasses and see if I can see out of them, because I don't even know what I can see out of anymore. It's getting so bad. Okay. I expect you will think I am rather exaggerating the night of my soul, to judge by the poems I have written this year. I must appear to be overwhelmed with consolation, a child for whom the veil of faith is almost torn apart. Yet it is no longer a veil. It is a wall reaching almost to heaven, shutting out the stars. When I sing of heaven's happiness, of what it is to possess God forever, I feel no joy. I simply sing of what I want to believe. Now and then, I must admit, a gleam of light shines through the dark night to bring a moment's respite. But afterwards, its memory, instead of controlling me, only makes my night darker than ever. Yet I realize as never before that the Lord is gentle and merciful. He did not send me this heavy cross until I could bear it. If he had sent it to me before, I am certain that it would have discouraged me. But now it merely takes away from me any natural satisfaction I might feel in longing for heaven. It seems to me that at the moment there is nothing to prevent me from flying away, because I desire nothing at all now except to love until I die of love. I am free. I am not afraid of anything, not even of what I used to dread most of all, a long illness which would make me a burden to the community. I am perfectly content to go on suffering in my body and soul for years, if that would please God. I am not in the least afraid of living for a long time. I am ready to go on fighting. The Lord is a rock upon which I stand. He teaches my hands to fight and my fingers to war. He is my protector, and I have hoped for him. I have never asked God to let me die young. True, I have never ceased to believe that I shall, but I have never sought it in any way. God often asks no more than the desire to work for his glory, and you know the extent of my desires. You know, too, that Jesus has offered me more than one bitter chalice through my sisters. David had good reason to sing, "Beloved, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. But this unity is impossible on earth without sacrifice." I did not come to Carmel to be with my sisters. On the contrary, I saw clearly that their presence would cost me dear, for I was determined not to give way to nature. How can anyone say that it is more perfect to cut oneself off from one's family? Has anyone ever blamed brothers for fighting side by side in battle, and for winning the palm of martyrdom together? It is no doubt true that they encourage one another, but the martyrdom of one affects them all. It is the same in religious life, which theologians call a martyrdom. A heart given to God loses none of its natural tenderness. On the contrary, the more such tenderness increases, the more pure and divine it becomes. Such is the affection with which I love you, mother and my sisters. I am glad to fight side by side with them for the glory of the kingdom of heaven. But at the same time, I should be quite ready to go and fight on another battlefield should be the divine general so wish. No command would be necessary, or a look or a sign would be enough. Since entering Carmel, I have always thought that if Jesus did not carry me off to heaven quickly, I should share the lot of Noah's dove. He would open the window of the ark one day and would bid me fly away to distant pagan shores, bearing the olive branch. I have soared above all earthly things at the very thought. Knowing that even in Carmel there can be separations, I have tried to make heaven my home now. I've accepted exile among an unknown people, not only for myself, but a far more bitter thing for my sisters too. Two of them were in fact asked by our daughter house in Saigon, and for some time the matter was considered seriously. I would not have said a single word to hold them back, although the thought of what awaited them nearly broke my heart. There is no question of that now. The superiors have placed insurmountable obstacles in the way. My lips touched the chalice only long enough to taste its bitterness. Let me tell you why I want to respond to the appeal from Hanoi if Our Lady cures me. To live in Carmel abroad, it seems that one must be have a very special vocation, and many are mistaken in thinking themselves called to it. But you have told me that I am called, my health being the only obstacle. If I do one day have to leave the cradle of my religious life, it will not be without a pang. My heart is very sensitive, and because of this, I want to offer Jesus every kind of suffering it can bear. I am loved here by you and by my sisters, and this love is clear to me, and that is why I dream of a convent where I should be unknown, where I should have to suffer exile of heart as well. I should leave everything. I love you so much, not because I think I would be useful there in Hanoi. I know too well how useless I am, but simply to do God's will and to sacrifice myself to Him in any ways which will please Him. I am sure I should not be disappointed. The small joy is a surprise. No one expects nothing but pure suffering, and the very suffering becomes a supreme joy when sought as a priceless treasure. I am ill, and I shall never get better, but my soul always remains at peace. For a long time now, I have not belonged to myself. I've given myself entirely to Jesus. He is free to do whatever He likes with me, whatever He likes. He has given me a longing for complete exile and asked me if I were willing to drink the chalice. But as soon as I reached out my hand, the chalice was withdrawn. That was all. He had wanted my willingness was enough. I'm going to leave it there. Okay. So, I hope you are all having a beautiful day. Enjoy it. If you're where the heat is, stay cool. Be well. Be safe. Be kind to each other. May God bless us all.